The land was parched. For 3.5 years the skies had withheld their rain. The soil cracked, rivers dwindled to dust, and famine pressed hard on every household in Israel. The people whispered of judgment, but their hearts were torn, wavering between Baal, the god they thought could bring rain, and the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom they had forsaken. A divine summons. In this drought-stricken silence, the word of the Lord came to Elijah. "Go and present yourself to Ahab, and I will send rain on the land." Elijah's heart burned with the weight of this call. The prophet Obadiah, a faithful man who secretly protected many of the Lord's prophets from Queen Jezebel, trembled when Elijah met him on the road. "Go," Elijah said firmly. "Tell your master Elijah is here." Obadiah hesitated, fearful of the risks, but Elijah's steady voice reassured him. "As the Lord Almighty lives, I will surely present myself to Ahab today." The confrontation. Before long, Elijah stood before King Ahab. The king's eyes blazed with accusation. "Is that you, troubler of Israel?" But Elijah did not flinch. "I have not troubled Israel," he declared, "but you and your family have by turning from the Lord and following Baal. Now summon the people to Mount Carmel, along with the prophets of Baal and Asherah." The Mount Carmel challenge. The mountain rose like a stage against the sky. The people gathered, curious and restless. On one side stood hundreds of prophets of Baal, dressed in grand robes, their voices loud with confidence. On the other, Elijah alone, wrapped in his prophet's mantle. Elijah lifted his voice. "How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him, but if Baal is God, follow him." The crowd fell silent. So Elijah proposed a test. 2 altars, 2 bulls. "You call on the name of your God, and I will call on the name of the Lord. The God who answers by fire, he is God." The people agreed. The futility of Baal. From morning till noon, the prophets of Baal shouted and danced around their altar. "Baal, answer us," they cried. But there was no voice, no sound, no spark. Elijah, watching calmly, even teased them gently. "Shout louder. Maybe your God is deep in thought or perhaps asleep." Their cries grew desperate, their movements frantic, but the altar remained cold and silent. The prayer of faith. Then Elijah called the people close. With reverence, he rebuilt the altar of the Lord using 12 stones, 1 for each tribe of Israel. He arranged the wood, placed the bull upon it, and then gave a surprising command. "Fill 4 large jars with water and pour it over the offering." They obeyed once, twice, 3 times, until the altar was drenched and water filled the trench around it. No flame of man could touch such a sacrifice, only the living God. Then Elijah prayed, his voice steady and full of faith. "O Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known today that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant. Answer me, Lord, answer me, so that these people may know that you, Lord, are God, and that you are turning their hearts back again." The fire falls. And then it happened. From the heavens, fire blazed down in an instant. It consumed the offering, the wood, even the water in the trench. The mountain shook with awe as the glory of God was revealed. The people fell to the ground in reverence, their voices rising as one. "The Lord, he is God. The Lord, he is God." The victory of God. That day, the power of Baal was broken, and the people saw clearly who the true God was. The false prophets were silenced, their influence ended. Above the mountain, the sky shifted, not with judgment, but with mercy. Soon as Elijah prayed again, a small cloud rose from the sea, no bigger than a man's hand. It was the sign that rain, long-awaited rain, was on its way. And on that mountain, Israel remembered, the God of Elijah is the God who answers by fire. The God who not only consumes the sacrifice, but also turns the hearts of his people back to him.